Okay, so the first thing you're going to need to do, obviously you've already got OBS set up here, and you're going to need to install iRyan if you don't already have it. Now, I'm just going to play this YouTube video to show you something that you may not have set up when you first did iRyan. It's a very important step to do at the start. If you have not done this, then you will need to uninstall iRyan and install it again. So I'm just going to pull up this video. So I'm just going to skip ahead to this part here where he talks about what you need to do at a crucial point in the installation. So I didn't actually capture the audio properly from this video, but as you can see here at the start, that when you are accepting the agreement or not, see how down there in the bottom corner it's got a number of cameras. He'll zoom in on it in a minute. See there how it's got a number of cameras. That option is only available on installation. If you've already installed iRyan and you didn't see this, you need to uninstall iRyan completely and install it again. And when you get to this page, this acceptance of the license agreement, you need to change the number of cameras there to 4. It's very important. It can only be done at the installation part. So if you've already installed iRyan, you need to uninstall it and start again. So the important part there was that that option is only available at the installation part. If you don't install it with the 4 cameras like that, then you can't have 4 cameras. You have to do it at the start. So if you've already installed it, you will need to uninstall iRyan and install it again. But once you have iRyan installed, then that way with the 4 cameras, then you'll get, and you open up the application, the iRyan application, it will give you the option for 4 cameras. So you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4 cameras here. And just to prove everything's working, I do have some cameras here. We're just going to start setting these up. So for wireless, obviously they have to be all on the same network. And you don't have to have these be necessarily what the order here. So, but let's say, for example, I wanted to swap those around for some reason because I might need them to be swapped around. I can just drop down and change that to say that camera 2 is now the other one, and they will reset. And I'll go back the other way. And obviously you can connect that to 4 cameras. I've just got 2 on at the moment. So that's iRyan. We'll move on to the OBS settings. So I've just got a completely blank scene here. Obviously what you'll need to do in the sources is you'll just need to select plus, select iRyan, where it's gone. Oh sorry, video capture device first, and give it a name. So I'll just call this Samsung Small. And from here you check which iRyan camera you want. So the camera number 1 will have no number beside it, but all the others will have numbers beside it. So that's camera 1, and just leave the preset whatever you want, and it should come up. There you go. And obviously just adjust and transform your scaling to fit the screen, and it will come up. And I'll do it again. So we'll go down to here for scene. I'll call this one Samsung Big. And I'll create the source as a video capture device. Call it Samsung Big. And I'll go device, I'll go iRyan camera 2, and it will pop up. Beautiful. And I'll obviously just reset that to fit the screen. Now I have a third camera, so I'll go make a third scene. I'll call this my iPhone. And I'll create a source, video capture device. Call this iPhone. And the device will be camera 3. And there we are, there's my iPhone. Showing a very messy lounge. And there we go. So now I've got 3 cameras. I've got one tablet, another tablet, and your iPhone. And for the audio, you're probably, I'm assuming, going to be using some sort of interface to get your band in, whatever that may be. So just go to your first mic and enable whatever audio device you want to delete. Now, the good thing with iRion is that you can actually, if the audio is good from the camera, you can actually choose one of those cameras. But so just choose whatever audio device you've got there, your interface or your mixer or whatever's plugged into your computer. I'll just choose a built-in microphone for now. What you're going to need to do is you're going to need to go to the internet. Actually, which is OBS is open, so you just download it for whatever one you've got. So up there to the go to download. And from here you need to you can just jump to downloads, and on the assets part you just click whatever is the most appropriate for you. If you're on a Mac, you'd want the Mac one. Windows, obviously be one of these. If you're on Linux, it's obviously one of those. Probably if you're Windows, I'd probably just recommend that one there, the x64 installer. And if you're on Mac, you probably want to go for the PKG. Once, just follow the prompts for installing that. I may link another YouTube video down to install that. So that plugin is installed. You're going to want to go to Tools, and it should be there, Advanced Scene Switcher. Now this is the complicated part. This can get a little bit complicated, so just make sure that you follow these steps. Now, when you first open it, it may not have all these tabs across the top here. It may only have those first two. I'll show you what I mean. So it may only look like that without all those other tabs there. So what you're going to need to do, is you're going to need to, if that happens, just go to the General tab. Scroll about halfway down, and you're looking for this one here, which is Hide Tabs, which can be represented by macros. Just untick that, and that should all pop up again. Now there's a few tabs hidden off the end here, and you can't scroll over. So if that happens, just maximize the window so you can see. So there's two we're going to be working with for this. Ignore most of them. The ones you're going to need are this macro one and the scene group one. So we'll do the scene group one first. This is where we randomize the sequence of the cameras, so that when it's transitioning from camera to camera, it does it randomly, and it's not just in a sequence. So down here, we're going to click on this plus that's flashing, and we just need to give it a name. So we'll just call it scenes, perhaps, because it's just all the scenes. Now on the right here, in type, you need to change that to random. So this will randomize the order of the scenes, but you need to add every scene. So in this drop down box here, which says add scene, just add all the ones you want. So I'm going to add my iPhone and click on the plus down the bottom. I'm going to add a scene, which is a name, but we'll just put down there, and my big Samsung tablet. So that, excuse me, now I've got all three of those. They will be randomized. That's the first step. The second step you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go over to macro. So this is where we tell the machine, tell OBS, to randomly switch between the different cameras. So we don't have to think about it. We can just get on with playing, doing what we need to do. So what we need to do on the left hand side here, again where this is blinking, we need to click on a plus, and we need to give the macro a name. So we'll call it scene switching. We'll give that a name. Now on the top here, this top section, we'll click into it. We'll click on the plus here, and this whole thing works on the if then else principle. If you remember, if you ever did Pascal coding in school or something like that, this was something common you did in computer programming, an if then else statement. So how we're going to get this OBS to do the changing of the scenes is we're going to do it on a timer, and we want the timer to be random, because we don't want all the scenes to be the same length. We want some quick changes, some longer changes, things like that. So what I do is, so you leave that first one as if, change it to timer in that drop down box, so timer. And we'll change the duration not to be fixed but to be random. And then the duration, typically I use between 4, it'll highlight for me, 4, and I think I use also 30 seconds, I think is mine. So this, once we get this going, it'll change the scene anywhere from between 4 and 30 seconds. So some scenes it may stay on for 4 seconds, some scenes it must stay up for 30 seconds, and anywhere in between. So that's in that top window. In the bottom window, we need to click on it, and we also need to put a plus here. And we're going to switch scenes. Now this was why we needed to randomize that scene group, because this is going to now randomize which scene gets selected. So on the switch scene, it's going to switch scenes and program. Because program is what the audience views, and we're going to change it to scenes, because that was our group of scenes that we put in the scene group back here. Remember, we called it scenes, so that's where we want to change it to. Any one of these 3 that's put in here. So go back to macro scenes using transition. Now here you can select what transition you want. If you want them all to be cut or all to be fade, I just leave it on current. So whatever. So now what will happen is every time it switches, it'll switch a random one, because the scene group itself is selected to random. So that's what you need to do. That's selected, and once that's done, you come to general and scroll back to the top and hit start. Now what you should see happening in my window over here is that it's starting to automatically change anywhere between 4 and 30 seconds, which it might need to speed up. Now if you want to see that the timer is actually working, you can go, there you go, it changed. If you want to see that the timer is working, you can go to the macro here, and you'll see, because we've got it started, see down here there's a timer. So that timer is counting down to the next scene change. So in 10 seconds it'll change to anyone, and I don't know which one it's going to be. It'll be completely random. It might be the iPhone, it might be the big Samsung. What's it going to be? Change back to big Samsung. But that'll just keep cycling, and it'll just keep cycling the whole time your stream is going or your recording is going. Let's just see what one it goes to this time. Oh, it went back to the first one. Hasn't quite gone to the iPhone yet, but it will. Just see if it goes to the iPhone this time, eh? Let's give it 5 seconds. Ooh, tense. There we go. Went to the iPhone. So it will eventually go to them all, but like I said, it'll be completely random. It may do a cycle of 2, and then it may go to a third one. It may go back to the first one. It'll be you never know. But I hope that helps. That should get you somewhere going. And if you have any questions, just drop them down the bottom. I'll try my best to answer them. Otherwise, I'll just refer you on to other YouTube people who are much better at this than I am.